Hello, and thank you for joining us. Today, I'm delighted to have Dr. Beate Gruber with me. She's from BASF in Germany. And Beate is going to be very busy on the second day of PEFTEC this year, which takes place, the whole event will be on the 24th and the 25th of November, both days taking place online in a virtual event, thanks to COVID. Next year, we'll be back to reality, although the organisers tell me that they're going to have a hybrid mixture of virtual and reality. So this is a one-off opportunity to see how an online PEFTEC event will go. So what I'm going to do is to ask Beate to give us a very brief description of her presentation in the morning of, I believe, Beate, you're speaking in the recycling session in the morning of the Analytical Conference.
Yeah.
And then after that, if you could give us a brief summary of the presentations in the session that you're chairing later in the morning. So if you could start with your own presentation.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. So my talk will discuss analytics for the screening of waste streams. Yeah. So in general, this hot topic, circular economy, increases clearly the demand for sophisticated analytics. And due to the nature of the plastic waste used as a feedstock in the thermochemical process, pyrolysis oil often contains high amounts of contaminants. So clearly, the quality of the pyrolysis oil needs to be enhanced. And since it's an unknown and highly complex composition, we need to apply cutting-edge analytics quite early at the stage of product development. So therefore, the talk will describe different approaches to tackle this question, by making use of selective gas chromatographic detection technologies and also in combination with multidimensional, comprehensive two-dimensional gas chromatography. And then this will provide a kind of holistic view and deeper understanding of the pyrolysis oil, which is a support for process development and also for stable plant operation in the end.
Sure. So that presentation is part of the recycling session. And then I believe that the session that you're chairing is about instrument and method development. Could you tell us a little about the speakers in that session?
Yeah, the session will does include 3 speakers. With Agilent technology and VOV analytics, we have 2 in the area of instrument development, and with total, we have 1 in the area of method development. So the session will start with Koen Duvekots from Agilent technology from the Netherlands, and he will talk about the recent micro GC developments for out-of-lab and process applications. So there's a new user interface called Prostation, which will be discussed in this talk. And the finally full setup, including the advantages of the speed of the analysis, but also portability of such micro GC, can then be used in mobile applications and in process analysis. So clearly, this topic might be very interesting to experts in process control, so in the area of fast gas analysis, for example, with application to refinery gas, biogas, oil and gas production, and also with a focus on automation, which is clearly very important in this area. So the next speaker is Jasmine Herzog from Total, and she will talk about an in-depth characterization of pyrolysis bio-oil, so which is regarded as a promising replacement for petroleum-based fuels. And since those pyrolysis bio-oils are highly complex mixtures, also containing significant amounts of unwanted compounds such as oxygenates, they need to be further processed. And here, obviously, the isomeric information is very important, so very relevant for the upgrading catalytical process. And to tackle these analytical questions, Jasmine will discuss an analytical method. So they coupled supercritical fluid chromatography to ion mobility mass spectrometry. And this is also shown in the application for pyrolysis bio-oil. So definitely interesting to analytical experts in the area of comprehensive characterizations of pyrolysis bio-oils. but also to experts with the focus on hyphenated techniques, so gaining complementary information. And the final talk of the session will be held by Dan Wyspinski from VUV Analytics from the US, and he will present a single platform for the analysis on certification of fuels, decoupling of gas chromatography to vacuum ultraviolet spectroscopy, so GCVUV. GCVUV technique will be discussed for applications where usually several analytical methods are required, and also highly complex methods which might require special trained staff. So a very interesting topic at the end of the session, which might be interesting to a broad range of experts, also students, with regard to laboratory and process analysis. So VUV as detection technique for GC offers some advantages over usually applied FID detection, but also complementary information on the analytes compared to mass spectrometry. And VUV has strongly evolved since its introduction in 2014.
Sure. I should probably mention that since this is an online platform, the way it will work is that people will be able to register for free to drop in and drop out of sessions. And it will probably be incumbent on the chairs of the session to keep the timing quite rigid, so that people drop in at the right session when they can see what time that session is. And all the timings are Central European time. But people needn't worry if there isn't enough time for all of their questions to be answered, because they will be provided with a list of all the people that have registered, whether they're speakers, exhibitors, or other delegates, and they can then choose or ask to connect with those other people. And once they've connected, they can then ask their questions offline, as it were, outside of the formal part of the conference. Also, of course, the presentation, for those who have registered, the formal presentations will be available after the event is over, so that people can watch them later if necessary. So that was a wonderful summary of the presentations. Beate, how would you describe the type of people that should attend this event?
So this time really a broad range of people should attend. Some of the talks are very interesting to students. New techniques are included and developed, but also for lab technicians in the area of process analytics will gain much information from this conference this year. And since we do have also a lot of speakers from the industry, of course, this will also be very interesting for experts in those areas of expertise.
Sure. And of course, with it being online, people won't need to worry about booking an aeroplane or a hotel. They can just log in from the comfort of their sofa or their desk or wherever they happen, and from wherever they happen to be in the world. So hopefully this event will be much bigger than normal, and there will be lots of people to come and see these interesting presentations. So thank you so much for your time, Beate. It looks fascinating, and I look forward to seeing the presentations.
I'm looking also forward to the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.